Hi everyone, this is Nilesh Mehta, and I'm going to present the structure of microservices structure. Microservices structure is basically a framework provider to develop, deploy, and maintain microservices. Microservices are basically small multiple fragments of a big service which is developed to do a specific task, and each fragment does its specific task. And collectively, they communicate with each other and ultimately performs the desired task. So microservices architecture basically works in a concept that when we divide a big task between smaller groups, rather than that task done by one big group, we find that the work is done in a more effective way with less errors and with a great flexibility. So if we take an example, so consider building an e-commerce website. So this website should take care of everything like orders from customers, inventory, verification, search queries, filtration queries, and a lot of things through the user interface, and also some background services for the proper function. This backstage process consists of a set of services which are connected to one another to provide the desired service. So these microservices are like independent from each other. We need a specific team to work on each microservice. So we should understand whether we should use it or not at a given specific time. Most of the initial stages of a software development, we don't find the problem it solves, the system solves. So no use in such situations. No need to make such kind of efforts in such situations in the initial stages of the app development. But in the later stages of the app development, when there is a need to scale up and functional decomposition, we use this architectural system. It's useful in the later part because the monolithic architecture takes it too long to get the software deployed. Now, the key benefits of this architectural system is as the constituent services are small, it is easy to build. It is like very easy to fix the bugs. It is easy to scale up for the development for the further stages. One major benefit of this system is that we can choose our own technology stack for different microservices, which is best suited for desired functionality. Now, here comes a question: how to decompose? What are the stages? So, first, we have to understand the business concept, its boundaries and capabilities. So, here are some stages required for the decomposition. Now, coming on to the building and deploying part, which is a major area of this system. So, after knowing the service capabilities, these services can be developed uh, within independent teams using the best stacks. Like we can use MySQL to build a server, to build a user service, and like Scala or Spark to build a recommendation service. So, according to the best which is suited for that specific service, we can use our own technology stack. So this is how the flow chart of a monolithic and microservice architecture looks like. The monolithic architecture is a big unit. The monolithic architecture is a big unit. It is just like a container which consists all the business layers, all the services as a unit. And this microservice architecture is smaller units. It contains smaller units which are performing together. So the big difference between a monolithic architecture and a microservice architecture is that in monolithic architecture, they use the system as a whole unit. They use the architecture as a whole unit. And in this microservice architecture, they divide the big unit into smaller fragments, and small teams work on each service. So here we can look at some advantages of the microservice architecture. So the client can access this system using an API gateway anytime, whenever they want. And breaking down application into microservices allows for faster development, easy fixations of the bugs, and greater flexibility. Now here we can see how the clients, when they access to a specific software, the different microservices comes into work as a together task to do. So, and here the summarized key benefits of using the system for the application development. So, as we can see, as we went from the very top to like last part of this architectural system, we can see that what happens from the very first to the very last. So we all use Amazon and Netflix. They both are a great example of microservices architectural structure. So this is all about microservices